Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello my friends and Sorelli. This is our presentation by Ismiyanti and Dwi Kurnia Oktara Putri about soft skills. Okay, so what are soft skills and why are they important? Soft skills are broadly classified as a combination of personality traits, behaviors, and social attitudes that allow people to communicate effectively, collaborate, and successfully manage conflict. People with good soft skills to have strong situational awareness and emotional intelligence to navigate difficult working environments while still producing positive results. This is especially important for leadership positions because good leadership is more about managing people and directing the efforts toward that desired outcome rather than bringing any specific technical skills to bear. And soft skills for success, that is for tips. Number one is time management. Number two is acting as a team player. Number three is flexibility and adaptability. And number four is self-confidence. Okay, number one is time management. Time management is the process of organizing and planning how much time you spend on specific activities. Invest some time in our comprehensive collection of time management articles to learn about managing your own time more efficiency and save yourself time in the future. It may seem counterintuitive to dedicate precious time to learning about time management instead of using it to get on with your work, but the benefits are enormous. Number one is greater productivity and efficiency. Number two is a better professional reputation. Number three is less stress. And number four is greater opportunities to achieve important life and career goals. And failing to manage your time effectively can have some very undesirable consequences, like one, missed deadlines. Number two is inefficient workflow. Number three is poor work quality. Number four is a poor professional reputation and a stalled career. And number five is higher stress levels. Okay, number two is acting as team player. A team player is someone who actively contributes to their group in order to complete tasks, meet goals, or manage projects. Team players actively listen to their CO workers, respect ideas, and aim to improve the product and or process at hand. Team players understand that their team's is their own success, and they share responsibility when their team experience difficulties along the way. And several qualities you can focus on to be better a team player, like one, you understand your role. As a team member, you understand your role within the team and work to achieve your duties to the best of your ability, so you may overhelp our solutions to other team members. You also respect to the boundaries of your position. And number two is you welcome collaboration. Working with a team means that there will be varying opinions and ideas. Even if you think your ideas is the best, you should listen to all ideas before choosing yours. Search for compromises and remain respectful if your work is criticized. And number three is you hold yourself accountable. Take responsibility for your mistake and look for solutions. Understand how your actions impact the entire group. In doing so, you will learn from your errors and command more respect from your team. And number four is you are flexible. You should readily accept any tasks your manager gives you. Flexibility in your role allows you to learn and more help your team. Look at the very opportunity as a chance to learn. And number five is you have a positive attitude, and the last is you commit to the team. And how to be better team player? You should one, overhelp, and two, actively listen. And number three is communicate. Number four is respect others. And number five is be a problem solver. And number six is celebrate teammates' success. Okay, and the next is flexibility and adaptability. What's the difference between adaptability and flexibility? Adaptability is a willingness to confront, to change your own ideas and preconceptions. And flexibility is more a willingness to meet other halfway procedurally. What's also important about these two qualities is that they are among the 8 skills leaders will need in the future workplace, according to the article, and the others are: number one is transparency, number two is empathy, number three is humility, number four is competent and confident communication, and number five is emotional intelligence, and number six is commitment to efficiency. Today's workplace is on average quite a different place than the ones our grandparents and parents knew. We can thank technology for some of this and still think social priorities for the rest. And humility as a leadership trait. With the right temperament, great leaders become a stalwart presence that employees can depend on. But these leaders are not out from their own glory. They're just doing their job. And humility in leadership means being okay with letting others take the credit and being more concerned with the progress of the team and its individual human components that with being recognized as a figurehead. Okay, and the last is self-confidence. And the ways to build your self-confidence, there is one, stop comparing yourself to others. Have Here are a few tips to help free yourself from the trap of comparisons. Be good to others. When you are being to best self, you may be less prone to compare yourself to others or focus on the things that you lack. Helping others, and especially those less fortunate than you, can provide a great perspective on how blessed you truly are in life. And number two is count your blessings. If you are feeling envious of someone else's life, remind yourself of your own strength and success, and consider keeping an ongoing gratitude journal to help you focus on your own life and not the lives of others. And number three is identify and avoid frenemies. Are there certain people in your life that constantly judge and compare? And just bring out your competitive streak. And it's okay to limit contact with their individuals, or if possible, avoid them completely. And number four is seek positive support. As you need out of negative people in your life, it's also important to cultivate a social cycle of people who support and motivate you to be yourself, to be your best self, and will remind you of the good in you. And number two is practice self-compassion. Self-compassion involves treating yourself with kindness when you make a mistake, fail, or experience a setback. Speaking to yourself harshly won't motivate you to do better, and thinking everyone mess up sometimes as up and opposite too. And I'm so stupid. I ruin everything is an example of having self compassion and can help you feel good even if when you don't perform as well as you hope. And number three is use the power of positive self-talk. Using self-talk that is optimistic can help you foster self-comparison, embrace self-doubt, and take on your challenge. On the other hand, negative self-talk can limit your abilities and limits your confidence by convincing your subconscious that you can handle it, or that some things is too hard, or that you shouldn't even try. And the next time you begin to think that you have no business speaking up in a meeting, or that you are too out of shape to work out, remind yourself that your truth that you took are not always accurate, and here are a few examples of how to challenge pessimistic self-talk and reframe your thought into a more positive way to think. And number one is, instead of telling yourself, I can't handle this, or this is impossible, and try to remind yourself that you can handle it, and all I have to do is try. And number two is instead of telling yourself, I can do nothing right. When you make a mistake, remind yourself, I can do better next time, and or at least I learned something. And another example, like you had public speaking and you use a milder word like don't like, and remind yourself that everyone has strength and weakness. And number four is embrace self-doubt. Sometimes people put off doing things like inviting someone on a date, applying for a promotion until they build confidence. But sometimes the best way to gain confidence is by doing. Try doing things that your brain tells you that you can. Practice raising some of your fears that that stem for a lack of self-confidence. If you are afraid you embarrass yourself, or you think that you are going to mess up, try it anyway and tell yourself it's just an experiment and see what happens. You might learn that being a little anxious or making a few mistakes is not as bad as you thought. And each time you move forward, you can gain more confidence in yourself, and which in the end will help prevent you from taking any risks that will result in any major negative consequence. And embarrassing a little self-doubt might actually help you perform better. Okay, there is my presentation. Thank you for the attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.